Hi everyone. So as promised, this is the tattoo AMA that I'm going to be doing, and so I've been asked like a couple of questions here and there, not just on like on the stories that I've been putting up, but also on the uh, kind of like conversations I've had with people regarding tattoos and where to get them and bunch of things. So I'm just gonna be addressing kind of everything to do with getting a tattoo in India, whether it's hand poked or whether it's by machine. So the first question that a lot of people ask me, like every single person I think has asked me who's never had a tattoo or is had, I think, maybe gotten like maybe one tattoo from somebody, or like a machine tattoo and wants a hand poke tattoo, or someone who's got a hand poke tattoo and wants a machine tattoo. One thing that they've asked me is, does it hurt? Now, this is something that you will need to figure out on your own. It's not something that I can answer for you because everybody's pain tolerance is like very, very different. Everybody's capacity for to uh, uh, deal with something like needles is totally up to them. So my suggestion would be to kind of start with a small tattoo, and kind of see how and kind of gauge how you feel during that entire process, because until you do it you won't know it for yourself. I or nobody, no artist, nobody who's got like tattoos can actually tell you um what what it'll feel like and how much the pain will be. So my suggestion is to kind of start small, get like small tattoo, see how you can bear that pain. Is it okay for you to bear that pain and things like that? Yeah. So the next question would that I'll get from a lot, I hear a lot of people asking, tattoo artists at least, is what should I get? I'll be very honest, your tattoo artist can't answer that. Again, it's something that you need to answer. You need to kind of introspect and think that, okay, what is it that I would want immortalized on my body forever? What is the one thing that's been impactful to me that I want to keep with myself and look at that particular thing and be reminded of it, or kind of um, always have it on your mind. So what is it one thing that you always kind of think of? That would be a place to start. Then when you have that particular incident, or that particular memory, or whatever it is that you want to always remember in mind, your tattoo artist will be able to help you. You kind of tell them, okay, you know what, see, this is a song that I always kind of want to keep with me. So just tell them that, and then they from there they'll be able to help you you know kind of start with a visualization of what you a visualization of what it would ideally look like, or what they are capable of, what their style is and stuff like that. Now, speaking of styles, there are people who ask me, how do I choose which tattoo artist to go to? Now, I generally used to take recommendations from friends when I first started out, because I did not really look at Instagram as such. I used to just, kind of look for people who I had assurances that they were like really, really good and their work was, like brilliant. And this is all recommendations from friends. But my suggestion now, apart from recommendations from friends, is to before you go to that person, have a look at their Instagram profile. Now, I think every tattoo artist in India, forget, like, no matter if they're like in a tier 1 city or even a tier 3 city, they will have an Instagram page where they've put up pictures of the tattoos that they've worked on, and pictures of kind of like basically artwork of what they can do, what they believe they're capable of translating onto skin. So based on the idea that you have, you need to kind of look for artists and see what what work they do and if you like their style, because honestly that is what is one major factor in how your tattoo is going to look. You may be able to, you may have a certain idea in your head, and then you'll actually have a look at an artist's an artist's work, and you'll be like, oh, okay, you know what, I think, maybe this person actually is able to match the vision I have in my head. Or you'll look at that person's tattoo and be like, okay, you know what, I think their art style is very very different from what I'm looking for. Like, it's the complete opposite, or it's not something that I relate to. So kind of do your research through Instagram. Like, you can take recommendations from friends, but at the same time, once you take those recommendations from friends, go and check out their Instagram profiles. I'm telling you, this is like really really worth doing, because it'll give you a much clearer idea without even a sketch. Like, of course, once you make an appointment with the tattoo artist, and you kind of get them to get them to kind of understand your vision and stuff, you will get a sketch which will make it a little bit will make it slightly clearer. But before you even approach the person, it's best to kind of see their work and get an idea before it gets drawn on paper as well. Because again, you may like their work, from before, maybe if they done it on your friends. But maybe if you look at their Instagram profile, you'll be like, okay, fine, you know what, maybe I think I need to go for another artist, or I need to kind of see if they can actually execute this properly. So yeah, that's how I would say you would I should ideally choose a tattoo artist. So the next question I got was, so I've gotten tattoos done in Bangalore, mostly Bangalore, one in Chennai and one in Goa. Now, someone asked me, I think this was Meera. Hi Meera. So she asked me if it was cheaper to get tattoos done in Bangalore or in Chennai. Now, there are a lot more studios in Bangalore than there are in Chennai, at least good ones. Like, the only good one I know of is Irezumi, which is run by my friend Naveen, and he did my first tattoo, and I completely trust him. He's brilliant tattoo artist, and his minimum charge, if I'm not wrong, is 2.5k. So I feel like that's pretty reasonable for at a starting point, because I know for a fact that in Bombay it's much more expensive, given the costs of everything else, obviously. So like I said earlier, it's not about the place really. It would be better to kind of consult with these artists or consult their Instagrams, see if they match your vision really, because you don't want to end up with something that you weren't looking for. This is something I would like to make very very clear, because you need to think a tattoo through. It's, at the end of the day, it's a permanent thing that's going on your body. So you know you need to really really think it through. Now, one more question I've gotten, which is like really I don't want to say ridiculous, but it's something that people should know but somehow don't. They ask me if it's okay if I drink or get high before going to get a tattoo. Please, please, please don't. Don't. It's not supposed to be done. First of all, one of the points of getting a tattoo is to kind of, you know, go through that, that effort and that pain to kind of immortalize what you really, really care about. That's one of the biggest factors in getting a tattoo. First of all, you really want to kind of numb out the pain with alcohol? Do you think it's doing your tattoo justice? Do you think it's doing what you care about justice? Just, it's a question that you need to answer. Another thing is, alcohol dilutes your blood, which means that when the artist is, doing your tattoo, the colors will not set in properly because your blood's diluted. So, do you think it's really, really wise to be drinking when you actually go into this appointment? The point of not of being completely sober um, while getting a tattoo. I mean, look, I don't know about the adverse effects of getting high when getting a tattoo, but my honest recommendation, I think people should stick with this, is that please be sober as hell when you go to get the damn tattoo. I'm not kidding. Just take my word for it. Don't mess around with any kind of um, hallucinogen or psychotropic or whatever the hell it is. Don't even take painkillers, because all of these things kind of go into your bloodstream, and it'll become a little more challenging for the tattoo to settle into your skin. You need to you need to know that when you're getting a tattoo, you have to go through that pain. There's no other way around it. There's no two ways about it. There's no like shortcuts and shit. So just like, it's basically that. So don't pop anything, or don't drink, or don't smoke up or whatever. Just go and get the damn tattoo. So recently I like my most recent tattoo is a hand poke tattoo, and it's this. Like, I think people, if you're following me on my Instagram, you've seen that this is the tattoo. It was done by someone I know. Her name is Shreya. She's a hand poke tattoo artist, but she's based in Bombay. She came down to Bangalore for a few days to kind of give a bunch of tattoos, and because I know her from before, that's why I got in touch with her. Now, there is one person in Bangalore who does hand poke tattoos. Her name is Nandini, and and from what I've seen, because she was tattooing at the same event, she's also really, really good. And she posts her work on Instagram as well, so you can go and check out her profile. And yeah, so she's pretty good as well. So someone asked me, and this is Srijita. So Srijita asked me if a hand poke tattoo hurts more than a machine gun tattoo. Honestly, it really depends, because you have to also understand that hand poke tattoo is it's like someone constantly kind of stabbing you, but it's not very different from a machine tattoo. It's kind of this, it's a very similar feeling, but it's not the same. You'll understand it when you actually get it. The one thing that you will have to put up with for a hand poke tattoo is you need to be sitting there longer. Something that would ideally take, I don't know, maybe half an hour to 45 minutes with a gun would take you 4 hours to execute with hand poke, the hand poke method. So this, the one that I got, this would, with for the machine, it would have taken maybe under an hour, but with the hand poke method, it took 4 hours, because you also have to understand that it kind of like the shading and the coloring in, and the outlines and stuff, they are done individually with dots. It's not it's not like drawing with a pen. It's like literally like kind of like like literally dotting this thing. So you would ideally want to get a design that's not very big when it comes to a hand poke tattoo. Nothing like major, like nothing like that covers your entire back, because you will be there for days. I'm not kidding about this. You will be there for days. So it's better to kind of consult your list of tattoo ideas that you're looking to get. See what can be accommodated in like a smaller design, and go for, and ask the hand poke tattoo artist if they'll be able to execute that, because not every hand poke tattoo artist would be fully, whether it's in Bangalore or any other city for that matter. It also really depends on what they are comfortable with, what they're comfortable doing, and if, of course, if ultimately if their vision matches yours. So you need to kind of consider all this stuff before getting a hand poke tattoo, and you need to ensure that it's a design that they're comfortable with doing. That's the basic real gist of it. You know. So another thing that I would want to address is not exactly like a question as such, but I have so again, this is going back to, I think, people asking what they should get, as a tattoo. Now, um, see, it's your body, it's your choice. So I'm not gonna be one to like kind of step in your way and say, oh my god, you know what, you're not supposed to be getting tattoos when you don't know what the fuck you want to get. But just kind of sit down and really think about whether you want whether you want a tattoo, or whether it's or whether you're just kind of giving into something that everybody's doing. So like the people who I know who are like who get tattoos on a regular basis, like me, friends of mine, we for us tattoos are a kind of a catharsis. It's kind of um it's a kind of a immortalization of what we've gone through, stuff, good stuff, bad stuff, happy stuff, sad stuff, whatever it is. It's it's kind of our way of journaling and documenting what it is that we've gone through on our skin. And it's a major commitment that a lot of us have taken, a lot of us have decided to undertake from a very young age. Like, I decided to get tattoos when I was 14, but I didn't actually get one until I was 22. So it took me 8 years to come to that decision. So if it took me, like someone like me, 8 years to come to that decision, and I have 6 tattoos now, I would urge you to really sit and think about whether getting a tattoo is what's going to help you immortalize that that moment in your life, or that thing in your life that matters a lot to you, whether a tattoo is the right way to do it, right? Because ultimately, even if you're 99.999% sure, don't do it. Even if that's 0.1% doubt is there, no, that can easily increase. It can easily come, like, once you get the tattoo done, if you're like at around 99.98% or something sure, and you get the tattoo, later on that doubt will fester. Do not let the doubt fester. You need to be 100% sure that this is what you want. Because ultimately, look, nowadays it's easier to get rid of tattoos with laser treatment and cover-ups and stuff. But cover-ups cost money. Laser removal costs even more money. So just think about whether you will end up recanting your decision, and think about whether this is really how you want to immortalize it. That's just basically it. So I think I've probably answered almost all questions that are there. Um, I'm actually gonna come back to the city in which you should get your tattoo aspect of it. Um, See, depending on what city you live in, the 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 tattoo prices will be impacted by that, considering the cost of living in that particular place. Um, Places that I would recommend that you get a tattoo, but again, do your research, are Goa, uh, Bombay. Even though I've never gotten a tattoo in Bombay, I know that there's some brilliant artists over there, and I have friends who have gotten their tattoos in Bombay. Chennai, there's one studio, that's Irezumi, and his work is brilliant, so you guys can definitely trust him. Plus, he's opened up a new studio in Bangalore as well. So he's 2 studios in Chennai, on in one in Nungambakam and one on the ECR, if I'm not wrong, and one in Bangalore in Indranagar. So you guys can definitely go check that out, or check, but first check out his work and then speak to him and see if he'd be able to kind of execute your vision. Um, in Bangalore, I've gotten my tattoos from the Pumpkin Patch. Mykel is brilliant. Mykel is probably one of the best tattoo artists in the country. He's quite good at comic book related stuff, like animated stuff like that. But I've also seen him do work work on other on different other types of art styles, and he's equally good at that. But his specialty, in my opinion, is like comic book related stuff, and basically stuff that like that looks animated, and stuff that goes with colors, and really quirky animals and stuff like that, like quirky animal related tattoos, stuff like that. So he's really good at that. um I have gotten a tattoo with Moths and Owls tattoos, but they are located in Bombay. If I'm not wrong, their studios in Borivali. But again, you guys will need to check out their Instagram account. Their shop is called Moths and Owls. The reason I got a tattoo with them is because they came down to Bangalore for about 10 days to do tattoos. So that's how I got my tattoo with them. Um, if you're in Hyderabad, you guys should consider Ink Ragnar. It's run by two friends of mine called Kishore and Ajit. They are pretty good. They did two tattoos that Ninja's my husband, and they did one of my tattoos. So they are they're pretty good. And they also have a lot of offers constantly, and they keep visiting different cities. They visit Bangalore, they visit Pune, they visit Nagpur, they visit Delhi, they visit Jamshedpur. They basically get around India a lot. So just keep following them, and they put up their offers on Instagram stories, and on their Instagram posts as well. So please keep looking out for when they are going to be coming to your city, because they are really really good, and they post pictures of tattoos. Then you'll be able to kind of also understand what their style is, and if it matches with yours. In Goa, I've gotten one tattoo in Goa, and that's at Yogi's Tattoo Studio in Kolva. He is pretty good, and he's pretty reasonable as well. Um, a tattoo that would normally cost me around 6 to 7K cost me 4K, and with shading and quite a lot of detailing and stuff. So he was really really brilliant, and his studio is very very clean. He in fact he does one thing that I don't think any other tattoo artist I know has done. He uses something called Dermalize. Now Dermalize is a tattoo, a clear film for specifically meant for tattoos, that it'll just kind of let your tattoo be waterproof for like the 10 days after you get it. So even if you kind of take a shower, or you do chores which require you to kind of get dirty and stuff, it won't interfere with your tattoo, because it's like it'll be like stuck to your skin, and you can peel it off after 10 days. So in that sense, Yogi's Tattoo Studio in Kolva in Goa, he's really really good. So yeah, and in Bombay, I've never been personally, but I've seen Iron Buzz's work, and they're really really good. They're one of the only people who do custom artwork in India, but they are packed up. I think they since they're very very popular, they have like a lot. They get like a lot of appointments. So you'll need to kind of, if you wanna like have an appointment with them, you need to speak to them. The rates are also would be pretty high as well, considering that their work is that detailed and that good. So again, this is another studio you can consider. But there are lots of amazing artists coming up around India, even independent ones, people who don't actually have studios but actually come to your home and tattoo you. So if you do a search for them, you can actually find them. There are also they also a lot of them also put, like I said, put up their work on Instagram, so you can easily find people. Another amazing way to be able to locate tattoo artists is to go to tattoo festivals. Now, just you can look up when the next tattoo festival is happening in your city, and you will actually be able to kind of meet these artists, and discuss with them what is it that you want, like in person, rather than just maybe on Instagram. And the tickets for these tattoo festivals, I don't think cost a lot. I think they run around under 500 rupees. And yeah, there are like quite a few artists who do come from different countries, in fact, not just different parts of India, but different countries as well. And they feature their work and stuff like that. So it's worth going to tattoo festivals as well. In any case, if you guys like this AMA and you have more questions and more things you'd like me to discuss regarding tattoos, you can just message me, or you can just like I'll be putting up more stories obviously, and like more videos. I'll probably, I mean, next tattoo I get, I'll definitely be putting up like the process on IGTV. So yeah, that's basically that. Anyways, thank you so much, guys. This has been fun. And that's my first IGTV video. Bye.